For more information on our top stories and others, please visit our website at channelstv.com. youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. The Nigerian Economic Summit Group, in partnership with Sterling Bank, is holding the third edition of the Startups Pitching event on the sidelines of the ongoing 25th Nigerian Economic Summit, which we understand has come to a close, by the way. The pitching event was introduced to connect startups registered in Nigeria, which have been in business for 3 to 5 years, seeking to raise needed funds.
What happens when you bring together young, talented, up-and-coming entrepreneurs with great ideas under one roof to showcase their ingenuity, inventions, and business ideas? You get a fun, engrossing, and highly informative event.
So it tells you what the current...
This is the third edition of the Startups Pitching event, an initiative of the Nigerian Economic Summit Group in partnership with Sterling Bank to encourage startup businesses with technical and finance support. 10 entrepreneurs are selected from nearly 2,000 candidates to pitch their business ideas and innovations to a panel and an audience.
It is a fallacy to say money is the problem.
It was pitch after pitch of innovative, exciting ideas covering sectors like agriculture, health, commerce and industry, and some ideas simply to solve everyday life problems.
Our inverter-less solution saves 35% of the energy by eliminating conversions.
The panel then selects 3 finalists, while the audience gets to vote for their preferred candidate, bringing the number of finalists to 4.
Doctora E-Health, Lifestyle, Tiny Hearts.
The finalists tell Channels Television the reason for the initiatives and their vision going forward.
The problem of jaundice is a global problem. The Western world already has this problem fixed because they have, this constant electricity.
The organizers of the contest speak on what they hope to achieve with this initiative.
The idea is these companies tend to have a bit more challenges in accessing capital, particularly in the environment. So we wanted to showcase them, wanted to celebrate them, wanted to support them. And so the board approved 2 years ago. The first edition was 2017. We had a pitching competition for startups.
The connection for us is entrepreneurship. At the end of the day, we all agree that unless we have more entrepreneurs succeeding on a bigger scale, the economy is not going to grow at the level that it needs to grow. So we're going right back to the roots and figuring out how to support them.
The top 3 applicants will be presented with prizes as capital to grow their businesses, in addition to free technical advisory services from top consulting firms.
In a rather sad story now, at least 15 people are feared dead after a boat ferrying 30 farmers capsized on Kirfi River in Kirfi local government area of Bauchi State. The passengers were said to be on their way to their farms yesterday when the accident happened. 4 bodies have been recovered, while 15 people were rescued, with the rest still missing. Meanwhile, the governor, Bala Muhammad, has donated 10 million naira to the families of the victims during a visit to the community to commiserate with them over the unfortunate incident. Now to the courts. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has re-arraigned Abdullahi Barley, a son-in-law of presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, in the 2019 general elections, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Barley was re-arraigned before Justice Chukwujeku Aneke on a 2-count charge bordering on allegations of money laundering, according to the charge signed by the EFCC prosecutor Rotimi Oyedepo. Mr. Barley committed the offence in February 2019. When the charges were read to him, Barley pleaded not guilty. His lawyer, Michael Zekome San, argued his application seeking the probation of the court for the release of his international passport to enable him to travel abroad for medical treatment. The EFCC prosecutor objected to the request, insisting that there were no materials placed before court to warrant granting the application. He asked the court to dismiss the application and instead order for an accelerated trial. Justice Aneke fixed October the 11th for his ruling. You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's cross over to our Abuja studios now, where Ibrahim Adra is standing by to take us through a couple of more stories. Ibrahim.
Jimbo, thank you for joining us. The Board of Inquiry into the killings of policemen by men of the Nigerian Army in Wukari, Taraba State on August the 6th has recommended that anyone found culpable should be brought to book in accordance with extant laws to forestall any future reoccurrence. Led by Rear Admiral Ibikunle Olaya, the board also asked that the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Police further investigate Captain Tijani Balarabe, Sergeant Ibrahim Mohammed, Corporal Bartholomew Obanye, and DCO EB Police Division Assistant Superintendent of Police Aun Dona Iyobi, as well as Inspector Aliyu Daje for complacency. And the Board of Inquiry also asked that further investigation be conducted on the alleged kidnap kingpin Hamisu Wadume. Also recommended was that the services and other security agencies establish an interagency liaison desk to include senior officers for timely resolution of future misdemeanors. In a press statement signed by the Director of Defense Information, Colonel Onyema Nwachukwu, the board observed that there were infractions and poor communication between personnel of the Nigerian Police and the Nigerian Army troops. The board also observed that there was non-adherence to the standard operating procedure by both parties involved in the incident. Now, still on security, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command in Abuja says it is intensifying efforts to rescue all the persons kidnapped around Kwegi community on Monday night. Now, according to the spokesman of the FCT Command, Anjuguri Manza, details of the incident are still sketchy, but the appeals to members of the public to remain calm as efforts to rescue and reunite victims with their families continue. Mr. Manza is also asking residents to be security conscious and provide information to police and other relevant security agencies on suspicious movements and activities within their communities. The command further offers assurances of its commitment to protect lives and property in the Federal Capital Territory. Staying with law enforcement, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Mohammed Adamu, is calling on corporate organizations in the country to support the police as they strive to provide effective security for the country. Mr. Adamu, who made the appeal while receiving 2 trucks donated to the police by the Federal Inland Revenue Service, reiterates the need for a secure environment in which businesses can thrive.
The arrival of the Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, and the Inspector General of Police at the police headquarters signals the beginning of a new relationship by both organizations. In a business-like manner, the Executive Chairman of the FIRS makes his presentation to the Inspector General of Police, who used the opportunity to call for more support.
This is a long-standing relationship, and of course we're all quite aware that Nigeria needs a lot of revenue. But the only way you can get tax revenue is where you have employment. You can only have employment where you have got active production. You can only have active production where you have got security. And that is the role of the police, to provide security for all of us. We are doing this as FIRS, but we believe that all well-meaning Nigerians, both in the corporate and as individuals, should support the police force.
It's a situation that needs collaboration and support from every Nigerian. It's a situation that needs support from services like yours and others. Today you have come. For me, you are the first, since I became IG, to come and donate such things to us. And I will call on other Nigerians and other services to please use their social corporate responsibility and channel it towards security in this country.
The Inland Revenue boss uses the occasion to dispel talks of double taxation by the Revenue Service.
Well, we don't really have double taxation. Double taxation is when you pay tax to 2 tiers of government. You have the federal, state, and local government. We have found out that some so-called taxes are illegal assessments or demands by people who are not even revenue agencies. And that is another role that the police play. When we get such reports, we report it to them. They help us investigate and at times even arrest these people before we take them to court.
Expectations are that the new partnership will create a secure environment for all Nigerians and foreigners resident in the country.